A lot of shows, like The Office, have people in formal attire such as a vest, skirt, and we have fewer places that we could hide a transmitter on tighter, more formal clothes. So today we're going to use a thigh strap and a foamy to attach a microphone kind of around where the buttons are in the vest and put the transmitter on the inner thigh, completely hidden. We have this new Ursa split end strap for the thigh. It's got a grippy material on the inside here, so then even if you get warm or you're running around a lot, it doesn't slip down your leg. Which can happen if you try to use something like a waist strap as a thigh strap. So this is specific for this, and you can mount it either right side up or upside down to have the antenna going up or going down, depending what's more comfortable, what's more discreet. For the microphone, we're using a COS-11D. This is made by Sanken. It sounds great. It's one of my favorite microphones. It's very discreet. You can hide it lots of different ways. And we're going to be hiding that inside the vest using a Foamie Pro, which is the new lineup of foamies that Ursa makes. Honestly, one of my favorite ways to hide a microphone. It's super versatile. You can reuse it lots. You can safety pin it. You can use tape. There's lots of options. So for the first thing, we're going to put the microphone in place, and then we'll strap it down using the foamy and the strap. This is almost necessary on every set you ever go to if you're going to be miking people up. It's called a Lav Bullet. It's made by Sound Guys Solutions. It's basically an ergonomic weight that you can connect the back of the microphone to, and you can just drop it down close and use gravity. It's very slick, and it's a lot easier than trying to fiddle with the cable through whatever outfit you have on. So if I can have you drop this down the top of your shirt, and actually we're going to go all the way out the bottom of the skirt. If you want to fish that down, there you go. Perfect. Okay. Just going to let that kind of rest right around there. So I'm going to disconnect that and lay the cable to the side for now. And we're going to grab one of the Foamie Pros from here. And instead of using a safety pin, I'm actually going to use a sticky. So these are one of the new premium stickies. It's just a double-sided piece of tape, but it's very thin. It's almost like it's got a bit of foam in between it, so it doesn't crinkle and make a lot of noise. It kind of mutes itself, even though it is tape with the glue on both sides. So I'm gonna peel off one side and just attach the foamy onto it. It's kind of cut to be right around the same dimensions and measurements, so that's nice and convenient. And then I'm gonna take the microphone, thank you, and we're just gonna use pressure to push it from one side through to the other. And if you're outdoors, you can actually pull it back a little bit to kind of hide the microphone within the foamy, and that acts like a wind resistance. If you're doing indoor stuff, you can push it further out without really worrying about it. So now I'm going to peel off the back side of the tape. So now it's sticky side exposed. We're going to go kind of behind this button on the back layer of cloth so that the microphone's sitting in a little tiny gap of air. Microphones always sound better if they have a bit of open air to exist in. If they're kind of pushed up against skin or cloth, they sound a bit more closed off and less full. So we're gonna go for this little air pocket right here. I'm just gonna pull this out a little tiny bit, and it's going right there. As you can see with my hand just indicating where I'm pushing against it to really solidify it in. And then we'll just pull the excess cable down. So now we have the other end. This is all of our excess cable and the transmitter. We're gonna connect it in here. And this transmitter, we're gonna try and hide right around on her leg, because if you wanna just spin, face the other way for a moment, if we put it against her lower back, you would see the shape, even something as small as an 820 mini. If it was hidden sideways, perhaps, but as soon as you lean over to pick anything up, if there's a scene where like they're picking something up off the floor, that shape, and even the gap there, it will become noticeable. So that's why we're gonna be using a thigh strap. On the strap, there's the front side here, which has kind of like a soft, semi-stretchy surface here, so you can actually get fairly tight without it being uncomfortable, because it has a bit of give, like while you're sitting and standing up, it'll move with your skin. Simplest way is just put a couple of fingers into the pouch and open it up, drop the pack in, and now you're ready to go. There's a secondary pouch right here that you can coil up and put your excess cable into, which I usually do towards the end when I find out how much excess there is. So I'm gonna hop down here for a moment. So we're gonna go right around here towards the front, but not so much you're gonna see any shape. And we're gonna be about an inch or so above the bottom of the skirt. So if you don't mind, give me a little bit of working room here, perfect. With consent, of course, you will reach around to get both sides of it, and then just checking on tension. How is that for tightness?
That's okay? Good, yeah.
Now the split end, you actually get two ways of applying tension, which is really nice when on a leg you have like a thicker part and a thinner part as you're tapering away from the top, which is really helpful instead of just having one where sometimes it feels like a little bit floppy. I'll take the excess cable, wrap it around my fingers, and you can either tuck it straight into the pouch or just anywhere on the band. For this purpose, I think I'm going to put it into the little pocket that they provided, so it has nowhere to fall out from and be accidentally seen on shot. Now the cable's all hidden. You can drop the skirt back down, and we'll just eyeball it to see like how is that for any visibility. I see a small little bump right there, which I think is actually our cable. So if you want to lift that back up one more time. Yes, it is our cable. So I'm actually going to redo it. We're going to rotate in a little bit to get this bump more towards the inside. So sometimes a little bit of trial and error to find the right spot. I'm going to kind of keep my hands on it so I know where I started from, and then I'm going to go roughly that far around. So again, checking that tension is okay.
Yes.
That's okay?
Yep.
Great. Okay, so we'll stick that down, add our secondary tension. There we go. So we can try to drop the skirt back down again. To me, that's invisible.
Ta-da.
Let's hear a sound test for how this setup is.
All right, well, I have Nathan here visiting me at my home today, and we have the animals locked in the other room because this is Noah's Ark. So if you see a cat run by, or a dog run by, or a chicken run by, or a budgie, or a rabbit, my daughter is Dr. Doolittle.
So here's an example of how you could mic up a formal outfit that's a little bit more fitting, and it's completely comfortable and it sounds great.